My parents moved to the U.S. When I was 3 years old. So that bulk of my childhood was spent with extended family members. When we left Honduras, in that one evening of August 30th, we left it at night, and we arrived to New York City around 4 a.m. And to see all the lights was very overwhelming, but filled with joy because I was now joining my family. Landing in New York City was filled with a lot of emotions because in comparison to where I used to live, my hometown was very tiny.
I came to the US when I was 13, and I came with my little sister. She was 6. And I remember my parents were not with us. They already moved to the US when they were in 2000, so we didn't see them for 6 years. And I remember since I was 7 to I was 12, 13, my birthday wish was always to see my parents again. And one day we get a call from my mom and she tells me, you guys are gonna come. You guys are gonna come, you're finally gonna see each other. And I was so happy because I was like, finally my birthday wish is coming true. What I didn't know was gonna be how rough the journey was going to be. So we get on a plane, my little sister and I, with this gentleman who I never met before, only like maybe once or twice before coming here. And then we fly from Bolivia to Mexico. And then we stay in Mexico City for a few days, and then we go to Tijuana. And that's when everything happened, when we were trying to go through the checkpoint from Tijuana to California. And that's when we got stopped by immigration. And then we were put in a detention center, my sister and I, for about a day or so. And I didn't understand what was happening. I just remember there were lights just like this, like all over on the ceiling, and it never felt like, you didn't know when it was night or morning. But it wasn't just me, it was also other kids and another lady as well, who she kind of played as a mom role. We stayed there for 2 days and they took us to Texas. They drove us, and I don't even remember how we got there. All I remember was waking up, and then we were put into kind of like another refugee camp for kids. And then we also stayed with a foster home family. It was very difficult because as a 13-year-old, I didn't know what was happening, but also I couldn't say much, cry, which is what I wanted to do because I had my little sister watching me. And I knew if I was gonna cry, if I was gonna show any emotion or any fear, my little sister will also be afraid. So she was my strength.
I was actually raised with my grandmother, who was my maternal grandmother, my mother's mother. My mother had already immigrated to England when I was around 2 years old. And this is very kind of standard. It was very common for folks to travel to another country and, leave their children. And I would say leave their children. It was standard practice. Get on their feet, and then they would send for their child. And I did not actually see my mother again from age 2 until I was 1 month from my 14th birthday. It turned out to be just an interesting time because we didn't know each other. It's really that simple. But she thought I was the baby she left, and she tried to parent the baby she left. Well, she's not a baby anymore.
I was born here, and when I was 6 months old, my mom took me with her to Honduras, and I lived there for 10 years, and it was a great experience. That's how I learned a lot of Spanish, so I'm very fluent in Spanish. When I came here, I was 10 years old. Well, I was really excited to come here because I thought it was a new world, because I thought it was going to be a good experience because my uncle would talk about it a lot, that it was pretty fun here. Yeah, I was really excited, and I didn't even cry when I said bye to my mom. because I was so excited to come here. My mom sent me to the United States because she wanted me to learn the language, and she knew I was born here, so she wanted me to like start relating to other people and not just Hispanics. So yeah, that's why she sent me here. And she came here because she wanted me to have like a better experience in life.